guys, so it's been a long time since I have recorded for YouTube, so sorry about that. Life's been pretty crazy. In the span of my last video, I've become a registered dietitian and have started my own private practice, so that's been eating up a lot of my time. But I'm here today to talk about my journey going all in. So if you are unfamiliar about what all in is, it's a method of recovery of basically eating all the foods, no restrictions. You pretty much cut out all exercise and eat without restrictions. So this process is super challenging and it's not for everybody. So I want to start out with a disclaimer that just because I recovered this way does not mean that it's going to work for you. It is a mental challenge to go all in, and something that really holds people back of going all in is, clinging on to that safety net of your eating disorder. And to be honest, it took me a long time to fully recover doing it this way because I didn't really go all in the beginning. I was super stubborn and stuck in my ways and thought that I could half-ass recovery by counting calories, tracking macros, exercising all the time, and thinking that my period was going to come back, but it never did. And that's really when I had my aha moment of, hey, something's not working. I haven't had my period in about 7 years and this isn't healthy. I realized that in order for me to be an actual healthy woman, I needed to be menstruating, which I was not. And it really took me digging deep and being real and honest with myself about what my exercise routine was like and what kind of foods I was eating. With that being said, if you do have an eating disorder or you struggle with disordered eating and you're not getting your period, please reach out for help because it's so much easier and it's going to be a faster process if you get help from a professional. I work with women now to help them get their periods back, so if you are interested, there is a link down below that you can apply to work with me and visit my website. If you haven't already, please go watch my last video called My Story to understand why I chose to go all in the first place. It'll make understanding this video so much easier. But in a summary, I decided to go all in with recovery my senior year of college. Deep down, I knew my body wasn't healthy because I was exercising literally every single day. I had a really low body fat percentage. I definitely was not eating enough for the amount of exercise I was doing. And since I had a history of an eating disorder, my body did not feel safe. I wanted to be known as the girl that was dedicated in the gym. I wanted to get strong and lean. And honestly, I was just afraid of gaining weight and fat on my body, which actually, is necessary for women to have because in order to ovulate, you need to produce estrogen, which is regulated by body fat. Most of my college experience, I would get up at the crack of dawn at 5 in the morning to go to the gym every day, fasted. I didn't feel like my workouts were ever complete unless I did some sort of cardio or HIIT workout in there. I was pretty much addicted to clean eating, which led to my orthorexic tendencies. There was a period in my college that I did go vegan and cut out pretty much all fats, all oils. I was eating a raw plant-based diet, which no hate on that. If that's something that you can do and be healthy, you do you. But it also took so much away from my life. I never went out to eat with my friends. I pretty much lost a lot of people in my life because I was so consumed by my orthorexia and my strict schedule. In order to be the best dietitian I could possibly be, I need to be healthy myself. It's going to be pretty hypocritical of me to expect to work with women to heal their relationship with food if I haven't healed my own relationship with food. So I really set forth for that to be my goal, is to actually heal my relationship with food and my body. And this required me to stop going to the gym. I actually didn't go to the gym for about 6 to 7 months. I traded in my 5 to 6 days a week of exercise at the gym for walks around campus. I stopped lifting weights. I stopped doing cardio. All the exercise that I was doing was going on walks and doing some yoga. This process is so necessary to get your period back. your body needs all those calories to get a period back. Think of it this way, your body wants to survive. Having a period and being able to have a child is like the last thing on its list. So in order to get a period, so your body feels safe enough to carry another human inside of you, you need to be eating enough calories. And you also need to be at a healthy weight, because your body's not going to want to reproduce because it doesn't feel like it's in a safe environment to do so if you are killing yourself in the gym and underweight. So a common question I get is, how much food do I need to eat in order to get my period back? You know, the answer I wish I could give you, because it's not that simple. Every body is so different. But I truly believe that 2,500 to 3,000 calories is a good start. You may need more than that, honestly, especially if you are struggling to let go of the exercise component, because again, your body needs so many calories. So it's honestly going to do you so much good if you just stop exercising and allow your body to heal. I personally needed to count my calories for a while to understand how much my body needed, because I was never hungry. Like, I had no hunger cues, and this provided me with some accountability that I was eating enough. I had to get really comfortable with accepting the fact that I had to gain weight and it wasn't all gonna be muscle. So, general rule of thumb, I started out my day with a big breakfast, not a low calorie breakfast. I would actually get in most of my calories at breakfast, because you know that's when you need to prioritize digestion and making sure that your body feels safe, because you know you fasted all night. Your body needs to know that there is enough fuel in your system to start the day. Sometimes my snacks were like meals, and that was honestly really hard for me at first. I felt like I was eating so much food compared to like other people in school, my roommates, my friends, and a part of me almost felt guilty because I was eating that much in the beginning. After a while, I started to notice that like my body needed this much food, and if I didn't eat that much that day, I would struggle with sleeping and I wouldn't feel right. I started challenging my fear foods. Honestly, you can recover by eating your safe foods. You definitely can. But you're not going to achieve the mental recovery that you need. What kind of foods do you need to eat to get your period back? It does not matter what foods in particular you eat to get your period back. You could eat honestly anything you want, just as long as you are in a caloric surplus. This process actually allowed me to identify what foods worked for me and what foods did not work for me on a digestion standpoint. This is why it was so important for me to stop with the clean eating and really just start to be okay with eating processed foods. It honestly made this journey so much easier because I wasn't stuffing myself with fiber. If you are loading yourself up with salads and high fiber foods and low calorie foods, you're gonna feel like you're gonna pop because you're eating so much volume. Stop using artificial sweeteners and instead use like honey or maple syrup or actual sugar in things that I was using on a daily basis. I switched out low-fat dairy for full-fat dairy. I made sure my snacks were pretty dense, so really challenging those fear foods and food rules. What you need to do to be healthy is not what somebody else needs to do to be healthy. Going all in also taught me that I had a lot of mental hunger. I was not honestly physically hungry at all. You can't expect physical hunger to be there at first. My mental hunger was so much higher. I was craving a lot of things that are high in calories, such as like peanut butter, sugary things, bagels, sweet potatoes, granola, cookies. And you know what? That's okay, because that made eating so much easier and I started to learn to satisfy my cravings. Now I'm gonna be real and honest here. When I first started my all-in journey, I did not stop exercising. So technically I wasn't going all in because I thought that I could bulk my way to recover, and this held me back for quite a long time. It also did not help my mentality around exercise because I felt like I needed to be bulking and looking a certain way. And I felt like a failure when my body didn't look the way that other girls looked when they were bulking. Because if you have this relationship with food and exercise that you equate, oh, I can only eat this food if I'm lifting weights, or I can only eat this much if I'm burning calories, that mindset is holding you back. So I really do feel that when I stopped the exercise and allowed my body to eat that many calories in a day, that it helped my mentality around food, because I saw that I wasn't gaining weight like crazy. Obviously I did gain weight, but it wasn't as rapid as I thought, and it was like pretty eye-opening to me how incredible the body uses all this energy. It didn't make sense to me at first. So when I get questions like, can I still do like the occasional HIIT workout? Can I still go on runs? Can I still lift weights? Like, how many minutes can I lift weights? Are you really gonna commit yourself to full recovery? And yes, cutting out the exercise was the hardest part for me, because I truly love to move. Human bodies are meant to move. But think of this as the shortest time period that you have to stop exercise. If it took me about 6 months of just being able to just go on walks, I can exercise the rest of my life because now I'm healthy. It's so worth it because I put that initial time into getting my body safe and healthy so I can be a healthier athlete. You are not a healthy female athlete if you do not have your period. It doesn't matter if your abs are starting to come in. It doesn't matter if you feel fine. Your body's not fine. And you are the person that's gonna benefit from going all in. I cannot tell you how freaking happy I was when I got my first period. I was like astounded because I had like no symptoms that I was going to get my period. It just happened one day. I was in one of my classes and went to the bathroom, and it just happened, and I was totally unprepared for it. But I literally called my mom and told her how happy I was. I started crying because I could not believe that all the hard work that I had done to get my period back actually worked. I thought maybe like I would never get my period back because of all the years I went without it, but I'm telling you that full recovery is possible. You just have to be willing to get a little uncomfortable. Yeah, I lost some muscle, and yeah, I put on some fat, but it was 1000% worth it, because now I know my body can have a child if it wants to. And as a woman, you should be able to have that option. I know I may have a lot of young girls on here who don't think that they want a child anytime soon, or it doesn't matter to them. Your period matters. When you lose your period, your body thinks it's in like menopause, which is not healthy if you're like 15 to 20 years old. You do not need to be underweight or have a diagnosed eating disorder to go all in. If you struggle with restricting and binging, restricting in general, being obsessed with what you're gonna eat, being obsessed with workouts, you may benefit from going all in. Eating really became like a full-time job for me. And that is something that I felt ashamed about for a long time, because I felt like nobody understood how much I needed to eat. I also had to do some of my all-in journey during my dietetic internship. So it was really hard, but I made it happen. So if you find yourself giving yourself excuses, oh, I'll just wait until I have more free time, oh, I'll just wait until this, you are just prolonging the process. If you are so dedicated to working out every single day, eating clean, you can dedicate yourself to recover. While I did gain weight during this process, I became more and more comfortable. I finally reached my set point weight. I haven't gained or lost much since I have found my body's set point weight. And that was the scariest part for me, because I thought I was just gonna keep gaining and gaining forever. It didn't happen. I eat what I want now. I eat intuitively, but I do also eat for my fitness goals. I wanna be strong as heck, so I make sure that I'm eating enough for that. I want you guys to know that you gain so much more than weight. There's some days I'm okay with just laying on my bed and not feeling like I need to go on a walk or go to the gym again. It is so much more freeing than how I spent my days in my disorder. I'm not thinking about food 24/7 anymore. I have more time for dating and relationships. I can spend my weekend not at the gym. I look forward to brunch dates with my family and friends and being okay with just mindful movement. I don't have to hit a step goal anymore. I don't have to do sprints. I don't have to lift a certain amount of weight. I feel free. And I don't think I can express that enough in this video, because if you've been following me for a while, or if you are new here, you can check out what I do on a daily basis on my Instagram, and you can see that I'm just a completely different person. If you guys have any questions or comments about All In, drop them below and I can do a Q&A for you guys in another video. Or if you are interested in working with me to have that accountability and support in going all in, you can book a free call with me on my website, which I will link down below, and we can chat. I want you guys to know that you are not alone in this journey, and if I can do it, you can too. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will try to have more videos up for you guys soon. Talk to you later.